Business, man. That's hilarious, man. That's a great story. But talk about it. Not only were you rookie of the year, but you made it all-pro team as well.
Well, listen. When I got here, it was a step down.
Uh,
I went to the University of Southern California, and when we were at Southern California at that time, my senior year, we beat people for scheduling us. We was a national champ. Some people consider that team the greatest team in college history. I don't, because how can you determine that with all the different changes that happened? We were one of them, and that's how I look at it.
can you talk about your journey in South Carolina?
I had a terrible journey at the University of Southern California. I had trials all over the place. But most people don't realize that those trials are there to bring out the greatness in you.
Come on.
Yes,
Talk
indeed.
about those trials.
Those trials,
Starting with colorism, because I know that played a
colorism,
huge
you mean
deal.
black?
Black.
That's the only color they recognized. It was white and black at that time.
Right.
There was no people of color. There wasn't none of that stuff. And I don't know if I should say this, but you told me to be
Got
get the truth.
Yep.
Tell it like it is.
He said, and everybody has benefit of what black people have done.
Everybody.
I mean, everybody.
And you're 71 years? 71, right?
No. I had a birthday on Sunday.
Sunday, 72.
72.
72.
Yes,
Happy
72
birthday
years.
to you. Happy
You've
belated
seen this.
birthday.
You've seen this happen in our country.
I have seen this. Matter of fact, I went to a black school in Fresno, California, called Edison High School. And that year that I graduated, we had 800 students, and we won the Valley Championship in 3 sports, and that's in basketball, track, and football.
Wow.
And I bet you played on every team.
I was associated with all those teams. I did play football, and I went to the University of Southern California, and inspired a whole bunch of other people. See, but I stood on the shoulders of all those people who came through there who didn't get the chance.
Right. And speaking of didn't get the chance,
Yes.
when you got a chance to play in college, you played Alabama.
Yes, we did.
You played in basically the national championship game.
No.
Or it wasn't, or just a regular season, or regular, it was a matchup.
As the story goes, as they tell the documentary,
Yes.
it was a game that was put together by these 2 coaches. One was Bear Bryant, the legendary coach, the legendary Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
And John McKay. And they got together, and as the story goes, Bear Bryant wanted to make a move, but he couldn't make a move. He had to use that politics
Right.
angle.
Right.
And he just couldn't come out and say, I need these players, because he too, regardless of who he was, he lived in a system, an American system, and he had to abide by that system because that system paid for what he had.
Exactly.
You're taking us at different levels, and you're getting deeper and deeper, Charlie. And
Listen, man, I'm more than just a pretty face. You know, so don't get that twisted.
you got a face for radio, Charlie. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. But Charlie, what I want to know is,
I'm listening.
because you were drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles, and then we look over to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are also playing in the Super Bowl. Their best player right now, outside of Mahomes, is probably a Travis Kelce. You talk about those tight ends. You talk about how you had a 15-year career in the NFL, playing the tight end position, but yet you're all, like we said, rookie of the year, all pro rookie year, but yet you're not looked at as one of these top tight ends in the game.
You are delving into some dangerous territory.
We trying to take it there.
Nah, see, you going deep. Should I put my scuba gear and stuff on?
We got
Yes,
time.
indeed.
We
Go
got
right
time.
ahead.
Okay, listen. I came out. I was the number 1 draft choice off a national championship team. I went to school. I made a mistake of going to class. And the class I majored in was business. And in business, they taught you and let you know that you are a product. And they told you can choose. They said, they said you are meat. You know, like calves cut up and stuff like that. They said you are meat. You can choose to be hamburger meat, or you can choose to be the top sirloin. And I chose to be the top sirloin. And I started branding and marketing myself. You know, see, they called me Charles Young, and Charles, it was too noble. They didn't like that. They wanted to call me Chuck, Chaz, and anything else. And see, but that didn't roll off the tongue, bro. But Charlie did, and I had to change it. And I changed it, and my spelling is different because there were so many different Charlies there. And so I changed it so I identified myself. And then I told them, even though I was the number 1 draft choice, and the 6th player taken, the first black taken, and I grew up under the auspices and under the direction and listening to a guy named Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali said he was the greatest. And if he can say he's the greatest, I can say I'm the greatest.
Right.
And that's dangerous.
That's a dangerous thing.
Look at me.
You're great.
Yeah, see,
That greatness has followed you 72 years.
Exactly.
But let me tell you something, though. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I should say this. I don't know where you're broadcasting, where your people are going to be looking. See, but I'm a dark black man. And for a dark black man to say that, that's dangerous.
Now, what happened? I know you were traded. You mentioned for Ron Jaworski.
That's right. The only. Look at you. You've done your homework. I mean, that's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, I tried my best. I gotta be ready, especially guests like you that come on with all this knowledge. I gotta be ready.
See, listen. I was traded to the Rams because I didn't quote unquote behave myself.
Okay.
And I had so much value that they traded me one-on-one for Ron Jaworski, a tight end for a quarterback. That has never been done in the history of the NFL, then and even now, one-on-one.
Right.
A quarterback is the most expensive piece on the field.
Absolutely.
Right.
And they traded me for a quarterback, Ron Jaworski. Ron Jaworski and I will be forever linked.
Oh, definitely. But back then too, running backs were still one of the prime guys on offense. The running back was still the O.J. Simpsons and those guys were still.
You have to know the history. From the history from the NFL or any college football, whatever. And during that time, they had what they call segregation, and they could only get one or two of them, and so they got running backs because if they're gonna play them, they got to get out there and work.
Okay.
And so most people got running backs first.
Right.
And then they had to get people to stop those running backs. You see?
Linebackers.
And see, they get the linebackers, they get all these other people, and then they brought in, say, receivers. And then they had to get defensive backs to cover those receivers.
Right.
And so forth and so forth. See, but the piece that was always missing was right up the middle. See, that's why this game is being played now. It has a historical significance because in this game you have two black quarterbacks.
Yes.
And then you have somebody who's been there, somebody who hasn't been there. But there are other people who have gone before them that paved the way for them. People who have didn't get the chance, gave them the opportunity. But they're in the prime light now, and they have to shine. They have to stand, and they have to do, and they have to explode, and do the best they can. Because people that are coming behind them may not get a chance if they don't do that.
Because this before we go, he mentioned a few of the quarterbacks that you knew back in the day should have been starting quarterbacks in the National Football League, but because of the color of their skin, them being black, did not get the opportunity to play quarterback in the National Football League from your era.
Let me tell you, this is not even from my
era.
era.
Not even from your era.
Not even from my era. There was a guy named Willie Wood, a Hall of Famer in the NFL. He went to USC. He played quarterback there, but they never gave him the recognition. He didn't even get drafted. He had to go in as a free agent to Green Bay.
Okay.
And they moved him to defensive back, and he was such a great athlete. He made the Hall of Fame as a defensive back.
Wow.
And then that's not the first quarterback SC had. SC had a guy named Jimmy Jones.
Okay.
Jimmy Jones out of Pittsburgh. He was the best quarterback in the entire country at that time. Didn't lose the game. Didn't lose the game until after we played Alabama. You see, but
wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Some of that history. 'Cause I know Marlon Briscoe up our way.
Marlon Briscoe came to there.
Who should have been? Who should have played? Tony Dungy. You have a lot of.
You got to understand. You have to forgive me. You have to understand. I live in America, so I have to walk gingerly. You see, and in those times, they could not and would not use a black quarterback because a black was not supposed to be able to think.
Right.
You know, in some cases, even in the history book. This is in the history book. They had you as a 3/5 of the human being.
You did. They're not even trying to teach that anymore.
You don't want you to know that.
No.
See, you can tell a person like me, you know, I could be a little dangerous. So you asked me what happened. You know, after all those all those great years. And then when I stood up and wanted to get paid and fought for free agency, they shipped me out to Los Angeles. You saw it in the record book. Shipped me out there, didn't even play for 3 years. 3 years I was exiled.
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah.
Exiled. But then when they did play me, we went to the Super Bowl. We went to that Super Bowl, Super Bowl 14.
14. Okay.
And we played Tampa Bay and in Tampa.
In Tampa.
In Tampa. Tampa had beat us earlier that year. They had just ran through ref setters.
Take it away too much.
Okay,
But to our younger audiences, before we go, your top 5 tight ends in the league right now. Can you give us those?
The top 5, you know them already.
So your top 5 of all time, in your opinion. Just like you broke us down with some of these players who we didn't know about, who are, from your eyes?
The top one was John Mackey.
Yeah.
The top one. He played during a time when it was hard on people. And it wasn't like it is today. They throwing the ball to everybody and throwing us like running. And see, and by the way, after all those tight ends, how many of them have led the league?
Right. In receiving.
I've led the league.
You led the league. Wow.
In receiving and receptions. Or
I led the league. Let's put it like that.
Who's the other? Who's in there after John Mackey? Who's the other?
There's a lot of great ones that never got the.
Shannon Sharp, you got he up there for you, or?
You have guys like the guy from Alabama who played for Cleveland. He right now he's working for the Ravens.
Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome was a wide receiver and he moved down to tight end. You see, and me, I was a blocker and moved out. And see, and so all of those. And there's a lot of great ones out there. It depends on the time and how he was.
They want to give all the credit to Rob Gronkowski.
A question for you.
Well, let me ask you a question. Before you get there, I got to take this one.
Okay.
Because he threw something out there. What does he look like?
We know. European.
Okay. And who's the sponsors?
European. White people.
I didn't say that.
That's
I
right.
said it.
What about Otis Taylor? Why is Otis Taylor not in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
Because to me, he's one of the greatest players that I, as a little kid, watching him, and now looking at his stats.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Right.
Let me tell you something.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
There's no question about it. I patterned myself off of 2 people. One was John Mackey, and one was Otis Taylor. Otis Taylor had the flair, the grace, and all the. He could move through, and he played in the Super Bowl. John Mackey came with power, intelligence, and you combine those together because a tight end, you can't win a Super Bowl without a tight end. A good tight end.
No.
He has to be able to move because a tight end interfaces with everybody on the field. I know because I played that position and I was good at it.
Man, this is a living legend. Stay tuned, y'all, because I feel like this is not the only interview we're going to have with Mr. Charlie Young. We got to get him back later on in this week because there's so much more to talk
You got
about.
over 5,000 receiving yards, too. You should be considered Hall of Fame.
They're not going to put me in there.
Because that was a running game years when you
Listen,
were
I
playing.
told you they're not going to put me in there. And let me try to start those stuff.
Okay. But you
we're gonna
deserve
get you
it,
back.
too.
We're going to get you back,
Yeah, we're
back
going to
here.
get you back on the
Absolutely.
show, definitely.
Listen,
Later on in this week.
every level I've been in the Hall of Fame. Every level. And except for this level. And I'm in the College Hall of Fame, the SC Hall of Fame, Fresno Hall of Fame, Fresno County Hall of Fame, all California and all that type of stuff. You see,
But not this one. Not this level.
They're going to get it right. They got to get it right.
I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it.
Right.
No, you can't. You can't.
And see, I have a higher purpose. And see, I have a higher purpose, and it's not. This was nothing but a stage for me. That's all it is.
But you get to let our viewers know that there's some other great players that they don't know about.
There's a lot of great players that you don't know about. They look at right there. There's a lot of great players that you don't even know about, that you don't even hear. They have gone through trials and tribulation, and they have suffered tremendously. And all of us that's here, all of these people who are playing today, who are going to be playing Super Bowl week or playing in the Pro Bowl, all of those people are standing on the shoulders of those people who have gone before them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. We got to have you back.
Charlie Young, yo.
Charles Young, definitely. Charles Young, telling it like it is.
Y'all don't get me in trouble.
You remind me of Deacon Jones when I had him on the
tools you need to make sure that you're on track for your financial freedom to live the life of your dreams. So contact me today by going to my website at www.drtabitharussell.com.
As leaders, I believe that we are charged to be intentional, influential, and impactful.
Hello, I'm Robin K. Butler of Catalyst Consulting Agency. Does your current message align with who you are and the uniqueness of your brand? One thing we know for sure is that words are powerful, and conveying the right message about your brand is essential. Our creative team is here to help you develop your business name, taglines, slogans, color concepts, and so much more. We partner to ensure that your message consistently showcases who you are and that your brand is aligned with your value proposition. At Catalyst, we help you to transform, not conform. Click the QR code and allow us to serve you. Hello, I'm Robin K. Butler of Catalyst Consulting Agency. Does your current message align with who you are and the uniqueness of your brand? One thing we know for sure is that words are powerful, and conveying the right message about your brand is essential. Our creative team is here to help you develop your business name,